1991, and my dad was diagnosed with MS when I was just 3 months old. I don't have a single memory where MS is not part of my life.
Doug started having more significant health issues, so we decided to see a neurologist. He basically kind of told us, well, he might not get any worse. This could be it, and kind of go home and don't worry about it. But we started reading and actually contacting the MS Society and getting some brochures and information from them. We never gave up hope that we wouldn't find an answer for him for this disease.
I was too young to really notice a difference. I just knew my dad couldn't walk by himself. He started not being able to eat on his own as well, and the physical limitations of the tremors.
We had always known that my dad had MS, but we didn't know exactly what it was. When I was a little kid, the MS Society regularly sent brochures out in the mail that were geared towards children. And it explained what MS was on a level that I could understand. To this day, that's still how I picture MS, is the infographic that was in this brochure. Around 5 years old, I have a memory where it became clear things were getting more severe than they had been. We were on one of our adventures running an errand, and my dad had brought my brother Tim and I to Toys R Us. We had a great time, but then he fell in the parking lot walking back to the car. It was just myself, my dad, and Tim, and we couldn't help him. I knew things were changing, but he was still trying really hard to give us these experiences and these memories as if nothing was wrong.
They categorized it as chronic progressive, but his doctor many times had said to us that he really felt that he didn't fit into any category because he never responded to any treatment that we tried. We were desperate to find something that would help him.
The summer going into 4th grade, my dad was one of the first MS patients to be given the opportunity to get a deep brain stimulator. And it was intended to help with his tremors on one side of his body, and it was, kind of cutting edge. It was an exciting time. We basically that summer lived at the hospital. We were visiting him every day.
It was successful. The tremors did stop in the right side of his body, but it sent the rest of his MS kind of on a downward spiral.
And then they had to make the decision if he would come home at that point or they would look for extended care.
The way our house was situated, it was not conducive for any kind of handicapped accessible. We would have had to put a bed in the living room, and he was adamant that his children were not going to be raised that way.
It was my dad's decision to move into a nursing home because he wanted the life of my sister and I to be as normal as it could, which is crazy to believe that a disease of this nature can make a family make such harsh decisions.
I tried to shield them a lot from the actual caregiving. I wanted the time with their dad to be enjoyable as much as we could in a nursing home.
My dad was in the long-term care facility for over 20 years, from the time I was in 4th grade until he passed away a few years ago.
My mom never made us feel like our life was any different. The amount of sacrifice that my mom and dad made to make us feel that way is incredible.
Growing up, we definitely weren't caregivers. We had a very protected, enjoyable childhood. But as things change and you get older, we did shift into that role. There was a situation probably about 10 years ago where he had a heart issue and had to be taken to the hospital.
My mom was out of town. She said, "Hey, Timmy, can you go and meet Dad at the hospital? They're gonna bring him in the ambulance. He's gonna be in the ER." Walk in, he's goofier than all can be. We're joking back and forth with each other. And the doctors are like, "This is what's gonna happen. The ambulance is gonna come pick him up." Well, in a split second, his heart rate jumped up to about 220 beats a minute. Crash carts come in, doctors come in, Tim, I need you to step outside. By far the scariest moment of my entire life. That's when we knew our life was changed, was gonna continue to change as my dad's condition continued to get worse throughout his life. My dad passed away on December 31st, 2021. We as a family had made a decision that we were not gonna take dramatic means to have interventions to save my dad's life. Just like his selflessness throughout his entire life, he didn't give us the opportunity. He was sick 1 hour, and my dad had passed away 20 minutes later.
He went quietly and peacefully, and for that I'm thankful.
We had a dad who loved us and cared about us and sacrificed a lot to give us the lives that we had, but he couldn't physically be there, and he couldn't physically be involved in a lot of aspects of our life. And that was hard. But with a lot of hardship and trials, there are a lot of beautiful things. And the relationship that the three of us have, I think, is the greatest gift from our experience.
For them to be the caring and loving people that they have grown up to be. I wish I could take all the credit for that, but it's them. They are spectacular.
We're thrilled to be part of this event, and I think not only just to share our story, but to encourage others to get more involved with the MS Society, whether that be participating in events or donating. I hope that one day, while I'm still alive, there is a cure and that no one has to experience what we went through.
Getting involved with the MS Society is the perfect way that we go from being a caregiver to being in philanthropy to fill that void of missing our father.